Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Unrealistic Box. Thank you for tuning in to part two of our conversation with Silvadnie Quainoo. Let's listen in, and I hope you enjoy. And remember, live your own dream. I want to talk about your nutrition journey and what do you hope to accomplish from being a nutritionist?
Well, I want to help make a better you one bite at a time through balanced nutrition and healthy lifestyle because it's worked for me. So currently, let me tell you about what's happening with me nutritionally. I am getting my registered RD, my registered dietitian's license because it's important. Sometimes in whatever field you are, sometimes they have licenses and they're important. But in the last few years, it's become more important to have it. So I'm getting it now. So mothers, children, some of the things that I've suffered with, like in my life right now, I've had an injury to my spinal cord, and God has blessed me. I have rejected surgery. I'm not letting that surgeon put his grubby hands in my neck and cut into my spine. It's not happening. Like, I'm not doing that. And I've seen too many people in the hospital when I was doing part of my clinical rotation where they've had that and they have infections in their neck. They still can't move. And the problem is, if you have a house that has a foundation that's cracked, that's broke, that's not leveled or whatever, has a problem, and you see cracks in the wall, you don't paste the cracks in the wall and then don't fix the foundation. When you have a structural problem with your body, such as a spinal cord issue where your nerves are being pinched. Mine were pinched to the point I couldn't use my hands, and then when I got better from that, it did affect the nerves in my lower back. So my feet were on fire, and I'm currently recovering that. In a daily, I'm in pain, and then there's some days, thank God, it goes away. But it's not because I'm in pain. I'm healing, and I have a actual, like, if you break your finger, you could take medicine, but it's still going to hurt because your finger is still broken. So as I'm healing, and I want to help people to understand that nutrition helps with these things. Now, granted, I'm not saying that you shouldn't go have surgery. I'm just saying that I knew better, and I wasn't going to do that to myself because I can see if it doesn't work, I will be stuck in a position I can never recover from. I want to see people live abundant and full lives. I want to improve the quality of your life. If you're always in pain, if you are always underweight, if you're always overweight, if you have a low libido, or for women and men, you have inappropriate hormonal levels, you feel tired, you're angry, you're frustrated, you're upset, you don't have enough energy. All these things are nutritional issues: diabetes, heart disease, renal issues. Nutritional, unless you have a functional problem. Like, let's say you have a deviated septum in your nose. That's a functional problem. You need to move the bone in your nose so that it's not obstructing your breathing. That's a structural problem that needs to be moved. And so I want to help people live a more abundant life, from nursing moms to adults. I'm going to give you an example. I had a client who he sent me a testimonial. I don't even know where it is to pull it up. And he came to me and said, I know you can help me. And I'm looking at this man, okay, I can help you. I don't know what's wrong with you yet, but let's see. And so he came, we had a consultation. He had all these problems, and some as a result of the problems he had, some that I know he didn't tell me about. But one of the problems he did have, he had prostate issues. And he was technically impotent. He didn't tell me that, but I needed to know that. Based on you have to have this other problem. There's just no way. And you're a male, that's just not possible. So I gave him his plan. He started his plan, and this 2-week appointment, this man said, everything is working. And I knew exactly what he meant. Because at the end, I said, this will also help your prostate. He had a smile from ear to ear. After his 2-week appointment, then, we reevaluate, and then, I see you again in 2 months. Within 2 months, this man sent me a testimonial talking about how his doctor told him whatever he's doing, keep on doing. He lost 105 pounds, lowered 3 of his medications and took him off of 2. He could barely button his shirt with his hands. When he walked for 10 minutes, it hurt. He could barely bend down, and when you see him, you wouldn't know that. I want to help people have a better quality of life. And the simple things of being able to move your hands and things like that. Sometimes, unless you broke something or you have something that's out of place, hurting something else, that can be fixed through your nutrition. It can, and I've seen it in my own life. So just those things. When you're physically nourished, you're more able to handle stress and different things like that. So I just want to help people have a better quality of life. I'm gonna tell one more story. There was a young lady. I was still in school at the time, and she came to me. She said, "I know your parents do health stuff," but she came to me. Mm-hmm. This woman had a child and everything. And so she said to me, I want to lose weight and things. And sometimes we have to determine if the health of the person is a primary or secondary issue. I listened to her talk, and I didn't give her any health advice. You know why? Because I realized that she had another issue. And if that issue wasn't dealt with, her health, she wouldn't do anything about. So the only thing I told her was to drink half of her body weight in ounces of water and to go out. Because she had a kid. She was in school as well. She was an older lady, but she was in school and she had a kid. And she was tired and frustrated and bored and lonely. I told her, when your school has an event, go. Even if you don't know anybody, go. Try not to eat after 6 o'clock, or just try to have breakfast. And that's what I told her. And I was like, go to events, go to that. In a month, this woman called me. She sounded happy, or she just felt better. She was like, yes. So she was ready now, because her primary issue of just taking care of a kid and going to school and not knowing anybody and not having any friends and being lonely was dealt with. Because if you're always sad, you're not going to cook a good meal.
Yeah.
You don't have the energy to do so. And then from there, we went, she started prepping her meal. She started having breakfast. She started prepping her daughter's food and all these things. And guess what? She got to the goals that she was looking for. So that's what I have to say about that.
Silvadnie.
Yes.
So, what I was going to ask is, for the persons that were, experiencing healing, did you do formal research on everything that you gave them?
Oh, most definitely. And that's what I went to school for on top of it. And then I have years of experience from my parents.
So, okay. And it is structured for each person. Each person gets something different based on what the illness it is and how they're feeling, and does age and all of that affect? It does.
I get your age.
Do you
your
also
height,
consider
your weight.
the type of medications that they are on as well?
Yes, that's my job.
Nice. Okay.
That's my job. I also have a master's in food science. And believe you me, food is a wonderful thing. It can heal you. Let thy food, was a Socrates, be thy medicine. It can heal you. It can harm you. If you have, I'm going to use this example. If you have plants, and by all means, I'm never going to tell you not to go to your doctor. I go to the doctor. If you have plants that are so strong, if you have plants like, let's just use poison ivy. If it touches your skin, it has the ability to create a negative effect systemically inside and outside your body from simply touching your skin. Don't you think that there are plants equally as strong, if ingested and used properly, can have a positive effect on the human system?
Absolutely, yes. But you won't think or ask for it, because we're not told that that's what we can use. We're told maybe we'll have to go and get chamomile lotion, for argument's sake, to put on it, which is something else that somebody else made. But it would make sense that if God made the poison ivy He made a remedy for it.
Yes,
Yeah,
you said it.
it was.
Amen, girl. You said it. Aspirin. Aspergillus, the plant. Aspirin used to be made out of aspergillus. Aspergillus is a plant that has analgesic properties. That simply means pain relieving properties. And then as time goes on, it's just harder to get the plant and extract the active compound so you can sell it to somebody. But guess what? Now it's made out of petrochemicals. So just different things of this nature. And so what I'm saying is be wise, be aware. There are ways to do things. There are centers, like there's one called the Garson Institute, and I'm going to use that just because they put out their research, but it's banned in America just because they help people. I know a dietitian who, if you have to have renal surgery, before you have renal surgery, it's mandatory you see a dietitian because we understand that those renal problems are a direct result of your diet. The renal doctor that used to send patients to her stopped sending patients to her because when she was done with them, they didn't have to have the surgery anymore.
Oh,
So my point is there is a way.
that's not healthy for the pocket.
It's not healthy for the pocket. But health is more than just what you ingest orally and what you drink. It's also what you ingest through your eyes, through your ears. So constant negative talk and situation, constant drama, these things affect your well-being. In a state of constant stress causes your body to produce hormones that literally begin to shut you down. And being in a state of continued stress for long periods of time can actually deplete your vitamins and minerals from your system. So some people, they need an extra help. If they don't have a natural way, they need a little extra help, until they start eating, until they start. I had a nurse tell me when I was there, she's like, you have to eat if you want to get better. Because I was in pain all the time. I wasn't eating. I was not hungry. The doctor's like, oh, you need surgery. And the other doctor's like, are you losing the use of your bowels? And then your physical therapist is, I looked at your MRI. How in the world are you standing up? And I'm like, y'all, just please help me and stop telling me that I might die or might be completely paralyzed. But my point is that, you just have to become knowledgeable. The Bible says, study to show yourself approved. Work when rightly dividing the word of truth. And I'll say that in the sense of it is important to know what you're doing. Let's just say, they have ibuprofen. They have 800 milligrams of ibuprofen that you need a prescription for. They give you if you get your teeth pulled because it's going to hurt. It dulls the pain. It's strong enough to dull the pain, but your gum has just been brutalized if you got your tooth pulled or injured. The right word is injured. So it's going to hurt, but the ibuprofen dulls the pain, but it also helps to stir your liver. That's why you need a prescription for it. Now, you could just go get ibuprofen over the counter if you get your teeth pulled, or you can get the prescription of 800 milligrams. The same way with natural things, you need the natural method of application to the degree of the problem that you have. Always remember that.
Yes.
So I just want to encourage people to drink water, the simple things that we can do. Drink water, get your sunlight, eat a variety of fruit and vegetables, explore new things, talk about your pains, with people who are going to just listen to you if they don't have anything to say, or help you to look at things in a different way that's going to help your mind to grow and expand. Read books, different things of that nature. And it helps you to grow physically, mentally, spiritually. Spend time with the Lord. Ask Him what you should do. Then go do it.
Definitely. We're going to have our wording segment. So on the unrealistic box, we have a wording segment where it can either take form of a riddle, a song, spelling, pronunciation, or composer. So today, Laura and yourself will be participating in words. So you'll be doing spelling, pronunciation, and I'll be giving you a riddle. So I'm going to give you your first word. This word you're going to pronounce for me.
Dredge. or drag. Am I saying it right?
That's-
Gragee.
That's your friend.
Dread. I think so. Draggy. I don't know. That's my final answer.
All right, so this is the word. Drage.
Tell me what that means.
I should tell you before. So, because you're a nutritionist, all the words will be centered around food.
Okay, help me.
So, the word is drage. I'm going to give you a sentence and you're going to tell me the meaning of the word. Okay? So, the sentence says, the sale of these drages were banned for some time.
Okay, so I guess it's a food. Drage is a food. Okay. So I'm going to assume that drage is either candy or like a treat or a type of, okay, it's a type of food that you eat.
Everything is food related, so no, you can't give me that.
It is those little, you know how you have sprinkles?
Mm-hmm.
It's those little tiny sprinkles, a type of them that evidently somebody discovered that we're not supposed to eat them, but we were eating them, so they banned them.
Okay. So it is a sweet meat in the form of sugar-coated nuts.
Oh. Well, see, I was close. It's a candy. I learned something new today.
Oh my God.
Another one.
Okay, so the word to spell is Hiraraku.
Say that one more time.
Hiraraku.
Hiraraku?
Hiraraku. Hey, you can't see, you know.
Hiraraku.
I need eye contact. Look this way.
Now you know I'm trying to cheat. I was like, what in the world? What is a Hiraraku? Tell me what it is.
Oh, look at me. The word is Hiraraku. Focus on the screen.
Oh, Hiraraku.
Yes, turn this way.
Well, I know the people. I'm gonna write. Okay, yeah. This is what let me put the paper in front of me. Hiraraku.
Yeah.
Say it again. I'm trying to. Hey, phonetics is a thing. We did that in school.
Hiraraku.
Is it par or pre?
Hiraraku. Hiraraku.
Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the two ways I think it could be spelled, which both might definitely be wrong.
Okay, spell
P-A-R-A Q C-U-E or P-A-R-A-A-Q-U-E.
Okay, no.
No, tell me, please.
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
So, it's spelled P-I-R-A-R-U-C-U. Hiraraku.
And what does that mean? P-R-I-A?
So, P-I-R-A-R-U-C-U. Okay, so I'm going to give you a sentence again, and you're going to try to tell me what you think the word means. Hiraraku has a specific muscle growth that highlights the species' significance and commercial value.
So it has to be a type of meat.
Okay.
A section of meat, just based on what you said.
Correct.
Shoot, I had to learn all the sections of meat. So is it from a bovine, or it has to be from a bovine because it can't be from a chicken. It has to be from a cow. So let me say it that way. It has to be from a cow. I just don't know what sections. I'm sorry, I didn't pay attention to that so much in school. Okay. But I know it could be not the shank. I'm trying to remember all the parts of the meat. They have different names. There's the shank. There's the roast. So I'm just gonna say that it is it's a part of a cow. That's all I know. And the muscle tone of it, if I'm wrong, I don't know which animal you have to tell me, but based on what you said, it has to be from a town. Say it again. The Hiraraku's muscle tone. Say it again.
Hiraraku has specific muscle growth that highlights the species' significance and commercial value.
So it's either a type of cow or maybe buffalo, some large meat. Let me see. Comment. There's chicken, there's pork, there's beef, there's sheep, but we don't value sheep for their muscle growth, so that's out. Chicken, we don't value. Well, no, it could be the breastbone of a chicken, and so that muscle, it gains good fat. I could be wrong, but I'm walking through this. Chicken breast, but I really think it's a cow. A final answer, cow. I don't know what part.
Okay. Well, good try, but no. So it's a large edible fish of the river of the northern South Americas.
Oh, bless me, honey. I would have never known that in a million years.
Okay, so we have a riddle for you. So I'm going to read it, and then you can tell me what you think it is. The more you take, the more you leave behind. What am I?
What are you? Time, water, things. Which one is it?
The correct answer is fingerprints.
Oh, ha, 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 ha. That's so cute. I'm going to use that. I'm definitely going to use that.
Good try on all your attempts. We appreciate you coming through and doing so awesome. Laura, it's your turn.
I only do English.
Oh, that's so funny. I'm sure it's an English word.
It is I don't know, but it is a word. Here we go. Yes, that's it. Alright, so
you know what it is?
Let me give you the sentence. He makes homemade kishka, chopped liver, and herring in cream sauce.
It's a type of starch thing that you beat up, and it's like grandpa vision. No, it's not. It's a type of protein.
That's so big. I don't like that.
Chicken liver? No, you just said you made kishka and liver. So it's a meal from an animal.
I don't want that answer. What is that?
Can I hear the sentence again, please?
Sure. He makes homemade kishka, chopped liver, and herring in cream sauce.
It's a soup.
Well, what's the kishka?
What is the kishka?
What is that?
Goat.
Okay. No. So
wait. Is it on land or in sea?
I don't understand it.
No, but you see, I said protein and you say, all right, fine. Let's go with lamb.
Lamb. Okay. No. It's beef or fowl. It's beef or fowl casing. Hold on. I'm not finished. It's beef or fowl casing stuffed with a savory filling and roasted. That's a kishka.
Yeah, we don't eat that.
Alright, so it's not. It can be stuffed with chicken or beef. Just the two, I think. Okay? So, this is your word to spell. It is Holocene.
Kimberly, I'm from Jamaica. We only speak English and patois.
That's not the English. Fam, we use this in English. Calm down. It's so easy. Come. Holocene.
What is it?
Holocene. What are you doing? I don't trust you. Look on me. Look right. Eye contact. Stop it. Focus on the look on me. Holocene.
Polo what?
Polo. Holocene.
Can you type it? Let me see it.
No, it's a spelling word.
All right. Polo.
Sin.
Dragon.
Holocene.
C or P as in patty?
That. Not
Can I get the sentence,
but
please?
You want the sentence?
Yes, thank you.
Sure. One of the principal ingredients in balsam is colocynth or bitter apple powder?
COLOSYNTH.
It's not a S, it's a C.
COLOCY.
Yes, so COLOCYNTH.
It's a compound inside of the fruit.
Thanks.
Silvadnie.
Or
Yes.
it's the seed.
Silvadnie.
Hello.
Not your.
Hello. Thank you.
No.
It's a compound inside of the fruit.
Calm down. Let us.
Is it?
What is a colocynth? We're not doing that. Okay. Go
It's a
first.
compound inside of the fruit. Let me hear this. Let me hear the sentence again, please. Let me hear
Okay.
the sentence.
I'm gonna tell you. One of the principal ingredients in balsam is colocynth or bitter apple powder.
So you want me to tell you which fruit, where it come from?
I
No, what
said
it
at
is.
the beginning that these are food related, so you can't tell me it's a food. We know this, so we have to give it more. Don't try to trick me.
It's a compound
Oh
fat
Jesus!
in.
We don't know. I don't know. I just assumed. I was going to say all the seeds, so please don't follow me. I have no idea what it is.
I'm flying blind. I don't know.
It's an additive.
Okay, a colocynth is a spongy fruit which is related to the watermelon.
Okay.
Oh,
Praise
That
God.
sentence didn't give you context clues, though. I'm mad.
Yeah, we would have never thought it was a fruit from that sentence. I'm just letting you know now.
well, now you know.
Yeah.
Your riddle, Miss Griffith. A word I know, 6 letters it contains. Remove 1 letter and 12 remains. What am
The alphabet.
A word I know, 6 it contains. Remove 1 letter and 12 remains. What am I?
Just repeat that one more time.
A word I know, 6
A word I
letters
know.
it contains. Remove 1 letter and 12 remains. What am I?
Remove 1 letter and 12 remains.
You are not supposed to answer so badly. Just in case you get the answer, go and
Let the Lord lead.
For Laura. It's a Laura. This is for Laura. Okay.
All right, one more time.
A word I know, 6 letters it contains. Remove 1 letter and 12 remains. What am I?
I don't know. I hate riddles.
The riddles are so fun. You want the answer or you want to guess?
I'm guessing.
Okay.
Silvadnie, is the Lord telling anything over there?
No, the Lord is not telling her anything to tell you.
Not about this.
Is it money related?
I'm not gonna answer.
All right, I give up.
A dozen. DOZENS. And they take off 1 and I put on the dozens. Not a dozen. Dozens. So nice.
Well, ladies,
Yeah.
it is
Isn't it
amazing.
awesome?
Yes, it is, girl. You are unique.
Alright, so that day, in keeping with the theme of the unrealistic box, what unrealistic dreams do you have? Dreams that other people looking in may feel like it's unattainable or unachievable to you. It's very much realistic, very much attainable, very much achievable.
I want to open a school.
Nice.
And in this school, we are going to have financial literacy. By the time you graduate high school, you will also have a college degree. By the time you graduate from this school, every student will have their own business and investment portfolio, or publish something, a little book, or just children have so many beautiful ideas and things.
Do.
Anything. Know how to play a musical instrument and different things like that. Know about health and cybersecurity, because you don't actually have to go to college for those type of things. Maybe have a certification, whether it be like pharmacy technician or dental hygienist, or different things that I can't even think of right now. I have a list that I've started to compile concerning those things. So I just think it's important. Well, they'll know how to garden in this school. There'll be a garden and different things like that. they'll be financially literate. They'll know how to do taxes by the time they've graduated school and everything like that. So I want to have a school that when you finish, that you are able to conquer life and function in the world. You have a resume.
It's realistic.
Something that, yes, not just you're going to learn math.
Not just theory. Not just to push you.
Not just the traditional learning styles.
And you can function in the current world.
Yeah.
Function, yeah.
You're gonna know what a bear market is. You're gonna learn what not a bear. Yeah, a bear.
Bear and bull. Yeah.
Bear, bull. Know what a star is. It's just another one. You're gonna know when to buy and to sell things. You're gonna have an understanding, so you could just get into what you desire. And if you have dreams, that you don't know how to accomplish as a child, by the time you're finished there, by God's grace, I can help you. You're going to accomplish them. Or you have been halfway there and you could have changed course in the middle. But when my people finish school, they'll be able to leave and go off into government and know how to write a law or how to write a legal document if they need to. Simple legal documents that sometimes every time we go to court needs to be written. Why you need to pay a lawyer $500, something you can literally that legally write on a piece of line-sheeted paper if you knew how to write it. Oh, and I want to become a lawyer, but later on in life. So maybe when I'm like 45 or something.
Okay. So what do you recommend for like young startups?
Young startups. I have not actually. I would say a woman's guide to getting anything would be one. I have not read too many business books in my life. Unfortunately, that's not the answer that I have for you. My parents had a business, and so I kind of learned some things from them. I've gone to seminars and things like that. I will say this: in your business, whatever you do, always be closing. Closing is a sense of you're always rounding out. So how would you be paying for that? Or how many of them would you like? Okay, will that be cash, check, or card? Or even with this, okay, so when is the next time you're going to be on? I went to this seminar and we were talking about farmers markets. So I worked in a place where we helped set them up. And one thing we actually did teach the farmers to say was when people came by, say, I see you next time. That small statement, I see you next time, or come again. Many times because the person at the stand said that, people didn't plan to go to the stand, would come by the stand just to say hi to the person because the person told them, I'm going to see you next time.
The psychology behind it is remarkable. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's those small things, and never discount the power of an invitation. Whether, I'm going to believe that we're Christians, whether it be to something of God or just to something that you need and want. And don't be afraid to ask for what you need and want from God, from others, information, help. Or don't be afraid to say, I don't know as well. Because sometimes you get more help with being open and saying that I'm not aware and I don't know than pretending that if you do. So that's my advice. And another book that I recommend is called Steps to Christ. It has many names, but it's an amazing.
My parents gave me that book recently.
That book changed my life. It changed my whole world. And then there's this one little other one. It's called I Want to Change in My Life by Message Magazine. I had a couple of them right where I am. Kimberly knows about the baskets that I made to thank God, the fact that I didn't have to have surgery to give away. There was this book in there called I Want to Change in My Life, and it's by Message Magazine, and it's an amazing little book about just gives you little different tips on health and well-being. So my advice is to deal with the here and now, deal with the things that ail you in your life, talk to God. Sometimes you have to choose to forget some things to be successful and learn from every mistake. Understand that in business, you can make $2,000 right now in 5 minutes, have to give it away when you're starting. I've experienced, I'm using an actual example of something. I just made $2,000 and you have to pay these bills. And as you make it, it's going out the door so that you can continue to function and grow your business. So please enjoy, do it.
Right.
So don't feel that, oh, well, I haven't been able to make any money so much, but you pay yourself first. That's a biblical principle. Pay yourself first. Even if it's not a lot, you pay yourself. So let's just say you stop doing business today. I made this much, I did this much, and I paid myself that much. It's important.
So that's my advice.
Silvadnie,
Trust God. I should say I am very grateful that Kimberly asked you to come on the podcast, and I'm grateful that you accepted the invitation to share your insight, to share what you know to others that are listening in. Indeed, it has been a good learning experience, and we are forever in your debt for sharing your knowledge on credit cards, on your new business, on how to, cope with certain things and how to grow, being open to other persons helping us in different aspects which would really help us as individuals, and forever including God in all our midst and talking to him about everything that we need and everything that we desire and everything that is necessary for our development. We have a quote here, and I think this one you could relate to it. I have two actually. But so let's go. It says, business opportunities are like buses. There's always another one coming. That one is by Richard Branson. And that is very, very funny, but it is very, very true. Once you start looking for those opportunities, they come right after the next. Once we open our eyes to see an opportunity will be there, versus looking for a problem. And another quote that we can close on, it's by Winston Churchill. It says, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. As you said, never stop. Because once you continue, you will now find ways on how to grow, on how to make a difference, and how to package, and how to communicate to your customers. So the continuing, this is very important actually. You actually slapped me in my chest, grabbed my blouse, and draped me when you mentioned that. To continue the process, never stop, because once you stop, you have closed the book on yourself.
Yeah.
So it just says success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts. And I really want to end on this because I want to encourage everyone listening to continue, no matter how hard, no matter how confusing, no matter how difficult and discouraging it is. Continue doing that podcast, continue doing that resin business, continue reading those books, continue applying for jobs, continue applying for your master's degree, whatever it is that you have tried to do and you did not succeed, continue, talk to God, and it will come to fruition. Silvadnie, thank you so much. Kimberly is a general for getting some good persons on this podcast and sharing their insights, as we have said before.
Right? I just know good people.
That's right.
Right? Yeah. So Silvadnie, we just want to thank you for coming and for sharing your wealth of knowledge with us. You are indeed a delight to be around. Just hearing you talk about different areas. And you're never selfish with the knowledge that you have. And so we must say thank you for taking the time out to come and share with us. And all the best in your endeavors. We commend you for what you have been doing so far. And we know that greatness is in the future for you. And we just want to say thank you yet again for being here and participating on the Unrealistic Box. Connect with us on all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Halawa Productions. Be kind, spread love, and remember, live your own dream.